All right, we are back after our first loss of the year for this segment. Unfortunately, the hot bet did not cash. We didn't anticipate having to deal with a third-string quarterback at a point in that game. Still up, unfortunately couldn't close the game where we needed them to be, but that is why we are leaving college football. Too much negative variance there, and we're heading right back to the NFL. We're looking for a grade A prime beef selection here, and that is why we're looking at this NFL board. We went high and low, searched everywhere, and one game particular stood out to us. This is a game that brings a coach who is one of the absolute saltiest human beings on the planet. But that seasoning that he's brought to this career. I mean, he is a fine, seasoned coach, and what he brings to the table is much experience against this team. Last 12 games, they have won outright in this divisional rivalry. Now, sure, they did have the Golden Boy at one point during that time frame, but hey, the last 4 games, he did not. The last 2, the quarterback that's going to be under center this Sunday was under center, and they outscored this team 79-19 in the last 2 games. So they have absolutely peppered this defense and this team in general. I mean, they bring a lot of salt to this one. Now, it's not a very big number, but it's a big game for them. Why is this game so important for this team? Well, because it's a very winnable game, and it's a game they have to win in order to get hot. And I'm talking red hot, to that point where they start to sizzle. And this is a team, like I said, that when they have played this opponent in the past, they've stayed oily with it. They're hard to tackle, they score a ton of points, and they just add that extra little flavor to it. So, like I said, a game. They got to get hot. They've got to start to put some things together if they want to do absolutely anything this season at all and start to bring that absolute sizzle. And so we've done a lot of talking about the offensive side of the ball. But then, once we start to flip this thing around, we realize the defensive side presents just as strong of a challenge. I mean, when we look at this opposing offense, they have very much struggled against this defensive-minded head coach. And so it's not as if this opposing offense, is cutting through this defense like butter. They're not. And this quarterback does a really horrible job of trying to create situational awareness opportunities and getting big scores. He generally turns it over, and he just doesn't bring that extra sensation to this offense whatsoever. And so these things all start to pile up. The juices start to flow, and that's when we start to really base this thing up right now. And the more I think about this game and really start to kind of base over it, let the juices roll around, I'm thinking, have I missed anything? I mean, have I looked at special teams appropriately? And the answer is, yeah, I have. The special teams for the team we're thinking about betting here have been relatively good. So what aspect could I be missing? Am I missing any aspect at all? And that's when I decide, you know what? It's probably a good idea to just set this aside and let it rest for a little. All right, so after letting it rest for a couple minutes, looking through everything one more time, letting the juices kind of flow around, I thought to myself, did I miss anything? Nope. Bam. That is one good-looking bet, if I do say so myself. Perfect. Roll the music.